So I'd like to start off with a story. And this is a story about River. Now River loves hackathons. And I mean, I think it's a little bit too much. So whilst organizing Startup Hacks, River had a few problems, communication problems. He was trying to talk with his colleague, Fahim, trying to organize work collaboratively. And they tried everything to communicate with each other. And I mean everything. So the solution, we like to think the solution is Hive. Now before I tell you more, I want to show you. So Radu here, our software engineer, is going to show you. So what is Hive? Hive is instant communication. Hive is seamless file sharing, video chat, and clipboard sharing. Simplify the way small teams work and collaborate together. We were built by a small team for small teams. So why? The unified communications market, currently set to grow to $20 billion by 2016. We think that's a pretty good reason why you would want to invest. So traction. We have achieved this in a week. People want Hive. The business model. Please ask me more questions in the Q&A, but it's pretty straightforward. It's free to the public, and then we are targeting businesses who we will charge an annual fee. I'll explain the pay-as-you-Hive feature in the Q&A. And the team, the dream team, who built this in less than a week. Imagine what we could do in 20. Also, quick thing, River is part of our team, has had no involvement during this weekend, obviously involved with Startup Hacks. Thank you very much.
And the new feature you built over the weekend, what was the most difficult thing?
Over the weekend we kind of rewritten the infrastructure in terms of how the messaging works, in terms of how video calling is supposed to work, but it didn't really quite well. Then we did the clipboard. The clipboard sharing was there all, and we did some redesigns as well. I mean the feature with like when the hives hide in the screen, things that they weren't there.
So what distinguishes it from, I don't know, let's say Evernote or some other kind of collaborative clipboard type sharing tool?
We think it's the interaction. Evernote is nice to kind of dump all your information in one, but when you're working collaboratively, it's nice to have kind of instant communication. It's nice to be able to say, here, take this file, drop it there, instead of having to send Evernote links through email or anything like that. This is distraction-free software to help you work as productively as possible.
And when you say drop it there, do you do the Dropbox or Box style cloud storage as well?
So one thing we're working on with this chap from Huddle earlier about sort of if you are in a small startup, you probably have your own tools you already use. You probably use Huddle or Yammer or you have a Google Drive and Google Apps account. So the kind of thing that Hive's all about is kind of the interface. It's so you can do all these things fine. You can email files to each other and that's not a big issue. But when you have to do that sort of stuff, so many hundreds of times a day, say, because you're working on and sort of in a hackathon is the kind of a primary example for this sort of stuff, and files bouncing all over the place. There's kind of a lot of guff that goes into sort of doing these collaborative interactions, like putting something into the Dropbox folder and stuff like that. That kind of just doesn't need to be there, and you'd kind of rather it wasn't. So what we intend to do is use the sort of teams give them the option to use their existing platforms. So you'd sign in with your Huddle account, and it would use that for your file storage, and it would Hive would sit there as the interface, as kind of the
So you're built on top of all of these apps. So you're the user interface on top of Skype, on top of Yammer, whatever.
Yeah, because
not
if we're
not only
Not yet.
in terms of Well, we plan to use Huddle to store files in the cloud. Just don't want to roll out our cloud storage service. But like instant messaging is ours, video calling will be ours, and like it's 50-50 kind of thing.
And is there any essential apps you're tapping in that you can't tap in because they or because of other difficulties?
Is there anyone we can't work with right now?
Anyone we cannot work with?
We can't integrate. Anything comes to mind?
Someone that will not work with Hive?
Yeah.
Well, Skype is a bit closed.
That's kind of why we decided to use Hive, because with Skype you have your friends, you have your family, you have your colleagues. We want this to be only for work. So it sucks that we can't use Skype, but again, this is for work as opposed to socializing or speaking with your family or friends.
Just gonna have to stop you there. Thank you, Hive.